Hey y'all. Normally I make my lives private after I go live, but today I think I'm gonna leave this one open. So I'm just out here walking the dike where I live. I was gonna go to the gym and then I said, nah, I'd rather be out in nature today. But I wanted to come and drop a little video for y'all about why your desires of your heart are not happening quickly. And I speak from a place of being a person that at one time I kept saying, why God, why me? Why do I have all these circumstances and situations that are happening? Why do I have all these experiences? Why me? And why not the things that I truly desire? Why aren't they happening? And I couldn't quite comprehend it. I just remember being in a place of just feeling heavy and low, and I couldn't figure it out. So then I got into different readings, whether it was hermetic principles or, law of attraction or manifestation and Abraham Hicks. I started getting into all these people who were talking about how to make things happen in your life, and it was always the word frequency, frequency, frequency. What frequency are you in? What are you attracting to yourself? And what are you believing about yourself? What are you doing as you become what you ultimately want to see? And I began to kind of get the concepts, but I didn't quite do the work. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna do these visualizations and vision boards. I'm gonna do all these voice recordings, play my audio as I get ready for bed or as I get up in the morning and give myself affirmations. And I began to do certain things that put me in a better energy level, yeah. But I still didn't quite see what I thought it was that I wanted to see. And then it became you're too attached to the outcomes. You're too attached to what you're putting on your board. And so I got to the point where I was just like, okay, I'm going to try to detach from it. I'm trying to do all the laws like it says. Not only the law of attraction, the law of belief, the laws of cause and effect, the law of correspondence, the law of detachment. And then I realized one of my biggest issues was I kept trying to be around people with small minds and small ideas. And when I would say something to them, they'd always retort with, girl, we broke. Girl, we ain't never gonna have. Girl, we ain't never gonna do. And it's a lie, because small minds can't comprehend big dreams. But even deeper than that, only big thinkers and big dreamers can understand small wins. So when little things start to shift and little things start to happen, the naysayers come out because they're attached to the outcome just like you. So then when they say it didn't work or it's not working, it's because they only seeing the small shifts and the small degrees and putting the negative frequency and the negative energy back onto the idea or dream that you originally had. You got to be careful who you tell your dreams to. Also in that, you got to be careful how you look at yourself. You got to be careful to not get stuck at looking at yourself in a current condition or current state and then not understanding why you're not on the other side of the riverbank, why you're not on the other side of the quantum leap, why you're not on the other side of the vision. You get so caught up in, well, I'm on this side. And you get worried about the how, not realizing you can get over by a boat. You can get over by a bridge. You can get over even being carried on somebody's back. You get so attached to the how. And the how really ain't your business. How the universe conspires for you, what it gets in alignment outside of you, what everyone else's position is not your business. The only thing you have to worry about is being ready. So it's like, why am I not a millionaire? Are you being the things that are required? Are you investing properly? Are you saving properly? Are you putting yourself in the right rooms with the right teams? Are you understanding the value of your product or your service? Are you really understanding what you're worth? And then you say, oh, but I got to do it the cheap way. Oh, but I got to cut this corner. Oh, but I listened to this person and they said they can do it for the low. Oh, this. And you're not even putting the same value in yourself as you want others to. I don't know if you're listening or not. I see you, hey. I see you, hey. But today I'm talking about why your manifestations aren't happening. It's because you're really around the wrong people. You're putting yourself in the wrong rooms, and the wrong room is holding the wrong frequency. A lot of people are like, you're going to have to match my energy. No, you're going to have to create a new room. You're going to have to create new space. You're going to have to develop yourself into new habits, new ways of thinking. You're going to have to develop your way into new opportunities. You can't get mad about why it's not happening for you when you're not being what you're called to be. You can't get upset about the people you have around you when you keep telling them to come on. All your friends can't go to the next level, but it don't mean they can't be your friend. It just means they can't go to the next level because they're not willing to take the time to get the knowledge and comprehend the work. Everybody wants to say, God will do it. God is going to give it to me. But God called you to be already. When God said, let there be, and it was so, it was no going back and forth with the dirt. It was no going back and forth with the animals. It was no going back with the waters. It was no going back and forth with the stars. It was no going back and forth with that. Let it be, and it is so. But see, you keep trying to work it. You're trying to keep finessing. You're kind of trying to keep making things out of something that it really don't need to be because you want to stay in your current situation without giving the sacrifice. So you want to get out of your current situation? Let it go. Let it go. How do you let it go? You got to find where the contrast is at. Find where your negative is at. It's okay to realize where your negatives are at. It's just not okay to stay in it. You can't be mad and angry. You can't be doubtful. You can't be any of that. You have to use the law of belief. I am that I am. I called it out. I don't need to argue with what is. I already called it. So now I just need to do everything that I said that there is to be. You want to talk about having more money? Well, what are you talking about savings? What are you talking about your investing? What are you talking about your earning? What are you finding your worth? You will talk yourself out of all that you are. You will talk yourself out of all that you can be. Because you still steady looking at frequently seeing things that you don't comprehend. Sometimes it's just to be reflective to you. It's to let you see what it is, only for you to make some shifts. Not for you to get caught up in it. Not for you to love it. So how do you go from $40,000 to $1 million? How do you go from being single to a relationship? How do you go from having a house that you don't like to a house that you love? How? You get into the love frequency. Even if you don't like it, you find ways to like it. You don't like that job? Start finding ways you like it. One thing I used to do when I sold insurance, so funny now that I look back on it. And I said, every phone call is like getting an interview from Oprah. And I used to make all them freaking bonuses and awards. They used to call me up and say, what are you doing? What can we say to our other team members to get them on track? And I eventually got to the point my coworkers said, they would walk in, I'd be dressed up. I said, you getting ready for your interview with Oprah? I said, yeah, child. Better make that money today, baby. Because I'm tapping in. I know I can't get into the frequency or into the level of what it is that I desire if I keep thinking about that small, like, let me back up a little bit. Let me tell you why I chose that. You know, I know the controversy with Oprah, and I know the controversy with your celebrities right now. But you can still learn something. I don't listen to Nicki Minaj, but hey, listen, boss queen, ma'am, do that thing. Because there's some of us who maybe don't listen, but we watching. You're going to always have a spectator, baby. But let me tell you why I got into the frequency of Oprah. I'm from Mississippi. I'm from a small town in Mississippi. I grew up mostly, though, in Kansas. So I was removed from the environment that I should have been in. I was removed from the stereotypes I could have been. My mama was a teenage mama. She didn't have it all. She got married. She married a man that is an amazing father, but he was a hard father. Super hard, got plenty of whoopings, plenty of chastising, plenty of restrictions, plenty of being bound up, I felt. And so I was becoming angry at the world when I was a teenager because I was just like, man, I know I'm not a stereotype, but I'm a stereotype, right? But I gotta be something amazing. I gotta be more than just a number. I gotta be more than that. And so even as a kid, I remember telling myself biblical things like, I'm more precious than rubies. I'm more valuable than gold. Where I set up my market and where I set up my craft, I draw people unto me. And I remember just saying that thing to my friends and saying it to other people. They're like, yeah, girl, that's us. But I had to talk myself into who I became. Because otherwise, I would have believed what should have been based off of statistics. But I said, no, I'll never be that. And I remember my mother, she pursuing her dreams and aspirations, and I just getting so motivated. My mother eventually goes on to become a doctor. And I'm like, yes. But my mother, she sees wonderful things. And I, her daughter, can't even get out of the mindset that I'm a statistic. How so? How so? How does this woman do not get stuck in her, whatever it was, her decision? My dad loved my mama, don't tell nobody. But how do I shift to become like my mother? But I was running from becoming my mother because I didn't want to become a statistic. I didn't want to have a baby as a teenager. I wanted to finish high school. I wanted to become successful. How did I be that? And so I then began to embrace my mother. And I began to wrap my arms around my mother and tell her, thank you. Thank you for being my best friend. Thank you for showing me the path. But then I realized some of these people don't have mother relationships. They're not nurtured. They're not loved on. So I couldn't stay in the frequency of what I thought someone else was doing because it wasn't a representation of what I wanted to become. And so again, I embraced my mother. And my mother kept saying, you can do it. You can do whatever you set your mind to. You can do it. You got to believe it. You got to do it. You got to detach from the outcome. You're going to become something amazing. But you can't be worried about what that is. You got to keep going. Don't let nobody tell you no. Don't let nobody tell you that you can't. Don't let nobody put words on you that you know ain't true. And I begin to live that. I begin to walk in that. I begin to talk that. I begin to understand it even deeper. And then I applied the laws to what my mother gave me. I applied the laws. So I said, I am that I am. I believe I am somebody. I believe in every room that I go into, I have a word for somebody. And if I don't, that means they got a word for me. So it's time for me to be quiet and listen. I understood that. Because you got to be a learner. In order to be a learner, you got to be a listener. You got to get in the frequency of elevation. You don't know everything. You got to be ready and prepared. Like I said, you can't be worried about why you ain't on the other side quite yet because you wasn't ready. You would have been over there already. So you got to get in alignment with what's coming for you to get you to the other side. So if you need to be in alignment with the boat, you need to be in alignment with a boat. If you need to be in alignment with a bridge, you need to be in alignment with a bridge. But doing that requires you to be something. Ooh. You got to be something. You got to be the doer. But you got to be in the frequency of that. But you got to be in that in enlightenment, going to seek new knowledge, going to be around people that speak new life, going into rooms that give you better understanding of what the work really is. You got to be ready to let go of the current, let go of that current circumstance, let go of the current circumstance. I don't know who I'm talking to, and I don't really care who I'm talking to, because whoever gonna get it, Nobody's got to drag you to your perfect place. Nobody's got to drag you to your ordered place. Somebody is called to be some places and you ain't showed up yet and they looking for you. They talking about you and don't even know they talking about you. But as soon as you walk into the room, there she go. There you go. We knew we knew you was coming. We knew you was coming. We prepared that place for you. You got a head at the table now. And you like, what? I just got here. But they've been waiting for you. But here's what. You've been stuck. You've been stuck on your current circumstances. You've been stuck with them current friends you got. You've been stuck with that current, that conversation you keep repeating. Well, if I just woulda, coulda. Well, if I woulda just did that third grade project the way I was supposed to do that third grade project, then I wouldn't know failure. Some of y'all don't even realize that's what you're really saying. When I was 8 years old, if somebody would have just said, not realizing you still stuck in your 8-year-old place. Y'all, my eyes is watering. It's hot out here. It's 77 degrees, but it feels god dog on 90. But I'm getting my walk in today. I will not be denied. I will not be denied my health. I will not be denied my wealth. I will not be denied what's rightfully called for me. My power, my understanding of how my body works. I'm going to move it. I will not be denied. I will not be denied. So sweat, rain, whatever. I'm going to get this walk in. I'm going to get the workout in. I'm going to go lay down because I done did this overnight, y'all. I'm literally coming off of overnight. Had some kids run away last night. Whew, y'all just don't understand. Y'all don't understand. Had some kids run away last night. About a year ago, same kids. One of them tried to set me on fire. Can you believe that? Took a lighter, said, shh. You know why? Because I said, turn your music down, it's too late. Mad and angry at the world. Not realizing the good people you really be needing, some of y'all push them away. Some of y'all push them away. Why? Because they ain't talking like you talk. Because I ain't cuss you out, you mad? Because I ain't put my hands on you, you mad? When I'm nice, you mad? That's why some of y'all ain't getting to y'all destination. You want to stay mad. Stay mad then. Because guess what? The people that's supposed to be there, going to be there. But guess what? They're going to move on too. They're going to move on from you too. They're going to get around people that talk right. They're going to get around people that's lit up. They're going to get around people that's energized. And then when you run into people that's treating you like you treat yourself, you mad. When you get around people that talk to you like you talk to you, you mad. When you get around people that's negative about their dreams and ambitions, well, I got this goal and I'm going to do it. But I'm going to wait 2 or 3 years and sit on it. And I'm going to let it happen to me. No, baby. I'm going to have to get from around you. Let me tell you why. Because I got time, but I ain't got that kind of time. And I got value, but I ain't got that kind of value. I don't have value to just diminish, and I don't got time to throw away. So you can be mad all by yourself. And guess what? I still show you love and compassion. But we ain't going to be sitting together at the same table, I promise you. And when it's time for you to get to the table, it'll be prepared for you just like it was supposed to be prepared for you. When you get there, you'll get there. But for me and my house, okay, we moving on up. We're moving on up. We're getting in alignment with the Most High. We're getting in alignment with our divine assignments. We're getting in alignment so that when the people we're supposed to come in contact with, they're not going to be the naysayers. And I've been waiting on you. Ooh, I've been waiting on you. You showed up. You showed up like you were supposed to. And you know what I do? I have this thing because I went through depression, And I almost wasn't here, y'all. I almost wasn't here. And what I say to people now, I'm so glad you made it. I'm so glad you made it. I'm so glad to be here with you. I'm so glad to see you. I'm so glad you made it. I'm so glad you stopped and you made it in. I'm so glad you got on track. I'm so glad you're here. We needed you here. And you know what people do? They light up. They light up. I went out of town a few weeks ago. My son was in a basketball tournament. And they was on a winning streak, right? And it was the first time they had lost. They was 15-0. The first time they lost, and my son was he broke down. He was mad. The whole team was mad. This was the first time they lost in about a 3-month streak. I'm telling y'all, they was bad. They bad boys now. My son doing something. I'm just pushing him to where he need to go. I don't need to tell him where he going. Mama got you, baby. That's all it is. But guess what? My son was upset, child. And he said, I just want Burger King, Mama. I don't want that much, Mama. I just want some Burger King. We got in the Burger King line. The lady at the window with the headset, when we got to the thing, she said, welcome. Thank you for being here today. That's the frequency. That lady ain't gonna talk to me but 30 seconds at that window and take my money. Child, that's a word for somebody. She just at the window taking the money. But she was at Burger King. The first thing she said when we pulled up to the drive-thru, thank you for being here. It was a good Sunday morning, she said. So we get to the window, she playing the church music. And I get there, I said, thank you for coming to work today. And she took a step back and looked at me. She said, yeah, girl. Yeah, we here. We made it. And it was just a matter of a minute exchange. A 1-minute exchange. And she said, we made it. She made it to Burger King, and I made it to a tournament where my son just upset. But they gave it their all. Don't misconstrue nothing. They gave it their all, right? And she said, we made it. And I looked at him. I said, that's it, baby. That's it. Sometimes you gonna lose. Sometimes, but you played the game. Sometimes you gonna miss the shot, but you took the damn shot. And guess what? When you run into people in places that you didn't expect, even when you want to lose, like, listen, even when you lose, you're going to run into somebody that gets you back into the frequency of winning. We made it. So I looked at him and I'm one of them mamas, okay? I was raised by my dad. My dad's super militant. My dad had me in every kind of sport, so I could play football. I could play baseball. I could run, I could throw, I could do it all. I can still do it all now. And my son, I hit him in his chest. That's the damn wolf in you. Even when you lose, even when you get hit, you come on back with it. Because you still got to win. You still coming back to win. Guess what they did? They won. They won. They didn't go home mad and empty-handed. Now listen, they did take second place. They did take second place. It was the first time they had lost, and they took second place. My son was ate up about it. But I said, you showed up, though. Who you were supposed to run into, you run into. The plays you're supposed to make, you still played them. But the lessons you got out of that, the lessons you got, even when it don't look like you thought it was going to look like, you still get something out of it. You still get something out of it. So if you're in a current situation, and it don't feel like, look like, sound like, it's not the frequency that you want to frequently see, you still got to look around you. You got to observe. You got to observe where your power is at. You got to observe where your lessons are at. Oh, how you doing? You got to observe who your players are. You got to observe where your opposition is at. You got to turn on the wolf. I told my son, quit listening to them coaches tell you to be a dog. You ain't no damn dog. You ain't never been no dog when your mama a wolf. You ain't never been no dog when your mama a wolf. You know what happens, the difference between a dog and a wolf? When a dog get hit and run off, what happens if you hit a wolf? What happens when you hit the wolf? That wolf will... hey, you done pissed it off. You done pissed it off. And ain't no dog. I don't care what lineage it come from. Ain't no dog competing with no wolf. You got to turn the wolf up. Not the dog. The wolf. That means even when it don't look right, you coming harder. Even when you coming tougher. You with your pack. But you will have no fear. You will not be denied. You going harder. That's the difference between why you are where you are at and why you're not seeing what you want to see. You got to turn the wolf on. You got to turn your wolf up. You got to say, all right, I've been hit. I'm coming back, though. All right, I had to take my loss, but I'm coming back, though. I might not have known what I was supposed to know yesterday, Day, I'm coming back though. All right, these friends and these people are get from around me because you're gonna get me ate up. You're gonna get me killed out here. You got to get from around them. You got to be in your whole power mode, and you do that with. You got to believe in yourself. You got to believe in yourself. Walking around with your head down and your shoulders all hunched up. Don't you know that takes away from your power? Don't you know that takes away from your energy? Walking around here like you ain't where you supposed to be. Even if you are where you don't like it, you find a reason to love it. So back to the original part of the story. I was working a job I didn't like. Them folks treat me bad, y'all. But I'm a wolf. I'm a whole wolf out here. I ain't no lone wolf. I come with a pack. Okay? Let me tell you that. But I used to answer the phone. I knew I was going to get up out of there. I used to answer the phone. I talked to everybody. I was selling stuff left and right. Because I was treating everybody like they were somebody important that wanted to talk to me. Did you catch that? They were important, but they needed to talk to me. They needed to get what was in my mind to do some work for them. And guess what happened? Like I said, every bonus you could think of. Them folks is handing me gift cards and debit cards. They done gave me 10 tickets. They was giving me. One time I said I needed a sabbatical. You know, they gave me like 2 weeks off, paid, and they gave me tickets to amusement park, and they helped me pay for a hotel for my family. And it was like 10 of us, just so I wouldn't quit. I don't think you hear me though. I don't think you hear me though. I don't care what it looks like. You find a reason to love it. And then when you're ready to walk away, this, oh, hold on. Wait. No. See, how you was talking to me, I ain't like it. How you was treating me, I ain't like it. And I was taking notes, but see, I showed up in love anyway. And see, what you couldn't comprehend was my superpower was I knew who I was. And you weren't going to tell me who I was supposed to be, because if you was going to tell me who I was supposed to be, I was supposed to be mad. I was supposed to be ugly. I was supposed to be getting fired, right? I was supposed to be getting sabotaged. Like I had clients being stole from me because I was doing my work. But guess what? When I was like, I gotta go. Hold on. Can we have a conversation about it? No. Let's see, my boat came. The boat showed up right on time. And I caught my boat to the other side. I caught my boat. And guess what? Now they on the other side of the river still waving. Hey girl, you coming back? No, I'm not. But whenever you want to come over here, it's always a place for you. But until you elevate your mind and how you speak, until you activate yourself and your frequently wanted desires, until you get in alignment with it, I ain't got no seat at the table. I can't put in a good word for you. Because guess what? You talk bad about yourself. As soon as you say you want something, oh, but it's going to be so hard. As soon as you say you want something, oh, it's going to take too long. Who cares how long it takes? You get there. Because when you show up, ooh, so glad to be here. Welcome. Yeah. When you get into alignment with what you're called to be, everything that you do is in alignment with what you're called to see. So now I put voice recordings on my phone, right? So when I wake up, my first alarm is, I am the frequency that I choose to be. And I frequently see choosing me. And my energy, I call back to me so I can see frequently the frequency that's in me. That's my morning alarm clock. Not the because I don't want to be annoyed getting up. I don't want to be bothered getting up. I want to rise to my own words so that when I get up in the morning, I already have spoke life over myself. I call that thing as it is, so it is, and it's going to be. And so everybody I get in alignment with, they got to obviously match my frequency. But even if they don't, I know the contrast. I know, okay, that ain't for me. Oh, you mad today? You nasty? That's all right. Stay nasty. I don't want to talk to you about your nasty. Because that means I got to go feel that thing. I don't want to talk trauma bonds. Because that means I got to go back and relive stuff that I'm already healed from. And I'm not going to keep with you about sadness and pity and being a victim when I'm not none of that, because I'm the wolf. You're going to get ate up today. You're going to get ate up today. Move. Move. You go sit with that and you go heal with that. I'm not sitting with you in it. Can I give you some tools? Absolutely. Would I give you some love? Absolutely. But I refuse to stay in a low vibrational place with low vibrational beings. It is not my business how far and how low you want to go and stay. But what I will tell you, the air show nice up here. Y'all see? The air show nice. The air show nice up here. You gotta mind who you're around, y'all. You wondering why stuff ain't happening. It's that low level, low line friend you keep having. The one that keep telling your business. The one that keep telling your business and putting nasty words on them. Well, she wanna do this, but she ain't get that far. Well, she wanna do this, but her price is too high. She wanna do this, y'all. But I went and did it, and I wouldn't do that. Leave them folks alone, honey. Leave them folks alone to get excitement out of telling your vision from a low vibrational place. Whew, child. Get away from them folks. I ain't saying don't be their friend, but I'm saying don't be their friend like that. Don't play mind games with people who are mind fucked, okay? Sorry, mama, because I know you watch my videos. Don't play with them folks. Don't get around them folks that want to see you burn and see you broken and see you hurt just because they mad and they bothered and they want somebody to sit in that nasty with them and talk them into doing worse things than they already doing just so they can keep complaining. Child, please, bye. There's levels to this thing. There's so many levels to this thing. If you're not taking care of your basic needs, you're never going to understand wealth. If you're not prioritizing the basics, you're not ever going to elevate. You're not. So quit being around people who ain't worried about their basics. And I ain't talking about how they look either. I remember I wanted to work with one coach, and she said, well, look, if you're not wearing Fendi and Gucci, you can't be around me. If you're not in the vibration of Fendi and Gucci. And at first I was like, okay, well, don't mean I can't afford it, but all right. But it ain't me. I don't want to sit in a room or at a table with people worried about how you look. I want to be in a room and a table with people who worry about what you do. What you do, who do you impact? What type of influence do you have? What type of work do you do? The quality of that work. I want to be around those people. If you so worried about my shoes, my dress, my hair, my makeup, baby, we already missing. We already don't got nothing to talk about. Because let me tell you, like I said, I was raised by people who said, let's go do the work. And sometimes the work requires you to sweat. Sometimes the work requires you to get ugly. Sometimes the work requires you to have bushy hair and some workout clothes on. Sometimes you're not going to look the part, but are you going to do the work? That's what they need to be worried about. So when you get to the other side of the riverbank and get confused on how she get here, baby, I've been being and I've been seeing. And I called everything that was for me, that was in me, up and out. Remember, I'm a basketball mama. So I learned the defense. I learned to know when to move. I know how to make the blocks. Yeah, I know how to do the drives. I know how to do the spins too. But I know how to get my arms up and my arms out. Because I ain't scared. I ain't scared to move. I ain't scared to do no work. And I sure ain't scared for nobody to talk about me. Sure ain't. Because guess what? I had to talk about myself first. And I talked myself out of that. So then when you talk about me, it don't really bother me, baby. Matter of fact, it makes me laugh. It makes me chuckle. It makes me laugh. Because I know where my power is at. I don't call no hotline And I really don't call no mentor for no pep talks. You know who I call? I call my mama. I call my mama. Because I know my mama know how to drive it up the lane. I know my mama know how to make blocks. I know my mama know how to take shots. My mama takes shots from short range layups, mid range, and my mama can make them long shots too. My mama can hit them threes. That's why I put it on there yesterday. My mama works. My mama works well. My mama's intelligent. And you think I didn't pick up nothing? I know everybody doesn't have those type of examples, but you gotta find one. Finding your mentor, finding your teachers, finding people who are interested and invested in your well-being, finding people who get motivated, not from your success, but from your work ethic. You gotta find those kind of people. The kind of people that say, you ain't been asleep yet? No. I ain't been asleep yet. I took a power nap, baby, and tapped back in. That's what I did. That's what I do. The wind done picked up, y'all. The wind done picked up. But you gotta get around people that speak life, and life more abundantly. Speak life. Life more enlightened. Speak life. Life more energized. Ooh, that wind is kicking. It feels good though, cause I was sweating going the other way. Woo, child. I see you coming in. Please just hit the subscribe button. Y'all, I've been having YouTube for I don't know how long. I've been dropping videos for how long, but I've never been consistent in here. God put on my heart I gotta be consistent on this thing. Because there's some people who are in the realm. They are in the vicinity of their goal. They are in small degrees that they just need to shift. And if they can understand those small degrees make big wins, those small wins compile and compile and they compound to big wins. Don't get caught up because it ain't looking like you thought it was supposed to look. But if you just shift yourself just a little bit, just shift yourself just a few degrees, that thing, you're now in the trajectory of it. And you get there. And it seems fast and it seems in a hurry. It happens quickly. How y'all this morning? Hey, pup. I had a cat drive. So the kids that I work with, they ran away last night. And these boys then went and found the cat. I said, they talk crazy to me, but then they say, hey miss, come pet the cat. I'm not petting no cat. Y'all come in here and go to bed. It's almost midnight. Y'all been running the streets for hours. Get in here and go to bed. No, miss, come pet the cat. I'm not. Here go the dog. Dog down there wait now. I didn't walk the home. Dog gonna sit. He said I'm waiting for me to pass. Bless these animals' hearts. Bless their hearts, because they different than humans. I just talked about the dog. Didn't I just talk about dogs? I'm a wolf, baby. That dog had to sit down somewhere, child. I don't bark, I just bite. I don't bark, y'all. I just bite. That's it. And people will tell me that too. Some of them will. Because when I get it in me, listen, you can't stop me from my vision. And if you get in my way, baby, I promise you, that's the worst thing you could have did for yourself. All you had to do is be a team member. You ain't have to be an opponent. That's it. But we ain't gonna talk about that. We're not gonna talk about that. You gotta get around the right people, y'all. You gotta find that place where you can get your energy up. You gotta find that place where the things that you said, let it be, it is so. And you ain't got to argue with it. You don't argue with it. Because then you'll find yourself in rooms where you say, let it be, and then they get to working for you. All right, how can we make this work? That's a good idea. That's a good decision. Ooh, that was bright. That was intelligent. That was creative. That was innovative. And then they get to working their little fingers and working their little mind because they didn't come up with the idea, but they know they can do the work. Those are the kind of rooms you're supposed to be in. Well, you don't got to have the idea just by yourself, but you got to be around people that's willing to do the work. Whew, child, why you not getting your manifestations? Because you don't believe in yourself enough to let things go. Ooh, this wind picks up. You got to believe in yourself. Believe in your dreams and believe in your desires. Because ain't nobody like you. Did you know you one of one? I don't care if you're a twin. I got twin brothers. I don't care if you're a twin. Did you know you still one of one? Huh? Did you know that ain't nobody ever gonna be like you? Nobody ever gonna do it like you. Did you know that? If you didn't know that, I'm gonna need you to get around people that pour into you, that remind you of who you are, and they bring out the best in you so you can see yourself for who you really are. You're a powerful being. You're a powerful mind. You are a co-creator conspiring for greatness. Did you know that? Did you know that? Did you know your value? Did you know your worth? Did you know that everything that you touch can be productive? Did you know that everything that you touch can change lives? Did you know that? Did you know that everything that you say can be influential? Did you know that? Did you know that? Did you know that? Tap in. Tap in. You can do the vision boards, you can do the tapping, but until you believe yourself to be true, your frequency will not allow you to frequently see the energy that you need to be. Until you tap in, you can do all those things, but until you start addressing your negative thoughts and behaviors, until you decide, I'm going to let it go, nobody can take it from me, I'm going to let it go because I have the power to let it go just like I picked it up, until you start walking in your whole power, you can't command nothing. You can't command nothing. But I know some of y'all don't want that. Some of y'all don't want that. Some of y'all would rather say, I'm going to burn my wheels until they blow out and never get because it felt good to look like I was doing something without making progress. I was there before, that's why I can say that. Where it looked like you was busy. It looked like you was productive. It looked like you was bringing value, but ain't nothing changed. And you okay with that? Because as long as you got what you wanted out of it, without actually putting it out in the world, you all right. You all right. But it's until you start speaking life over yourself and letting that energy exude out, and then those that you come in contact with, the products and the services that you touch, the ideas and the concepts, until you bring life to that as well, it doesn't happen. It doesn't move, it doesn't shift, it doesn't change. If you keep hearing wind, hey, I'm out here getting my walk in. I'm coming off of an overnight, and I said if I go to sleep, I'll never move. If I go to sleep now, I'm gonna sleep until I gotta go to the spa, and then I got appointments this afternoon. And I was telling my mother this morning, after we kissed and ran away and came back, I said, don't they understand everybody ain't good people? They don't. But they'd rather push good people away and embrace people that will hurt them so they can continue the narrative that they have in their head. Everybody hurts. Everybody does wrong. Everybody is selfish and evil. And that's not true. And that's what happens to adults. They begin to tell themselves, I can't have a relationship because everybody cheats and everybody does wrong. Not realizing it's you. It's you. You want that relationship? You know, I chose to be single for a long time, y'all. Until I found somebody that was in alignment with my highest self. You hear me? I was single for a long time, so I don't want to hear no mamas talking about you can't raise your children by yourself. That means you need to get around your village, get around your brothers, your uncles, your cousins, the ones that's good. You need to get around your village, the mentors, the teachers, the coaches, the people that speak life. And I wish my son would say, hey, my son has the reputation of being a Renaissance man. Because everything he thought he wanted to do, we tried it. We tried it until he figured out what he was good at. And he kept going. You got to get around people that's willing to see you for your worth and get behind you and push you how you want to be pushed and how you need to be pushed. So I don't want to die. I'm out here talking too much now, I see. Hold up. Hold on. I don't know. I'm going to talk until this phone die because I can't see it now. It went so dark on me. But I don't mind because I don't like looking at myself and talking to myself. I'd rather just imagine it's thousands of you that already liked my page and subscribed. You engaging, I'm going to have to go back to the comments. That's what I'm going to just look at. That's how I'm looking at it. I can't see the screen no more. So I'm going to go back and check the comments when I get home. If there's any comments, I'm going to say thank you now for the subscribers and those who hit the notification bell. Because guess what? There's some people that I came in with. I made a Facebook post the other day. I said, do you ever think about the people that were born at the same hospital at the same time as you, how they're doing? Because you know, we all came on the light beam. We all came in on the light beam. Especially if you were born at the hospital. I was at the same day I was. We came in on the light beam. And are they accomplishing their goals? I really hope so. I hope they have wonderful lives. I hope they have beautiful families. I hope they're living the life of their greatest imaginations. Because I am. And I pray they pray that same prayer for me. There's value in us. There's value in us. We're not statistics. There's value in us. So the work that you really came here to do and the being that you really came here to see yourself as, I really pray you live it to the best of your abilities. And you get everything you came here for. Everything. I turn 42 next week. In person, I look much younger. Most oftentimes, I still get carded at 42 years old. Just this camera angle, this camera views don't do it. I know I'm being a child. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. I don't mind speaking life over myself because you ain't gonna speak ugly to me. You ain't gonna do it. The worst that can happen to me is I sabotage myself. The worst that could happen to me is I talk bad about myself. The worst that could happen to me is I hurt myself. And baby, listen, if I can overcome me, you ain't even a problem. So when I step into rooms, and I had a lady, I was on a call the other day, and she says, Latoria, when this hits, they're going to be jealous. I said, jealous? Why are they jealous? They better not be jealous. She said, what do you mean? I said, baby, everything that you do, you're going to have a spectator. You're going to have somebody cheerleading for you, and you're going to have somebody in the bleachers whispering about you. And if you get caught up in everything that they say in those bleachers, it stops the game. So while I'm working, they just can keep watching. And how it plays out, they're going to need either cheer or whisper. But either way, I'm taking it on in. And I need you to understand that too. That's the wolf, y'all. You can't be worried about what everybody got to say. You can't be worried about what everybody else doing. Because they spectators. I don't know if you heard me. They spectators. They just watching, but they ain't doing it. But in order for you to do it, you had to do the work. You had to put the practice in. You had to put the practice in. And you start with your mindset. You start with your visualization, and then you get up and you move your feet and you move your hands. And you do and you say and you go where you called to go. Because who is for you is going to be like that lady at the drive-thru. Ooh, I'm so glad we made it. I'm so glad we made it. All right, well, y'all just going to have to finish this walk with me. I just knew if I went home and laid down, I wasn't going to get this walk in. I wasn't going to get this heart beating. And then I'm going to be talking about why my outfits don't fit. Because I go out of town Thursday. I'll be worried about why these outfits don't fit. I'll be like, oh yeah, 42 where? 42 where, baby? Yes, we're gonna have a good time. Whew. It's a beautiful day. Get up, move your body. Get up, speak life over yourself. Get up, get around people that's ready to celebrate. And the only way they can celebrate is if you went into work with you. They only gonna understand the work because they doing it too. Get up, power up, power on. Get the dog out of you. Get the dog out. That dog is what, when you get hit, you want to cry. That dog, when you get hit, you want to go hide and lay down. That dog, you want to bark at moving cars, but you can't attack shit that's your size. Turn on your wolf. Turn on your wolf. That means you only stay around packs. That only means you're going to stay around the elders and the children that's ready to elevate, that's moving like a family, that ain't backbiting, that knows that you need it just like they need it. Y'all protect one another. You get the wolf in you, where you don't just show your teeth. Baby, that bite is something else. That chomp down is something real. They ain't gonna understand it. They're not gonna understand it, but it ain't for them to understand. It's for you to be everything that you've been called to be. Do everything you're called to do. Believe yourself to be true. Believe that whatever it is for you is looking for you just like you're looking for it. And it's not just looking. It's getting in position for you just like you get in position for it. I don't know if it's the phone dead or not, but I'm gonna keep going. This is for somebody. This is for somebody. You worried about who ain't around you and who ain't with you, child. Everybody ain't supposed to be. If they ain't supposed to be in the pack, get them out. Get them out. Everybody ain't the wolf. You got some dogs in your camp. Get them out. They're going to be the ones that sit down and get lazy on you when the work get tough. Get them out. Get them out. The ones that don't talk life and speak life over themselves. They don't speak life over their decisions. They don't speak life over their actions. Get them out. Let it go. That job, maybe you're not being appreciated. But the only way you're going to get out of there is to love it. Do it to the best of your ability. So then